Ladies and gentlemen, will Nvidia charge absolutely outrageous prices for the RTX 50 series of graphics cards? Now, since AMD essentially have confirmed that the RX 8000 series, powered by RDNA 4 of course, will not feature high-end graphics cards, so we're going to see roughly the kind of performance figures that you would expect from a mid-range GPU, so possibly something like the 7900 XT or XTX is currently capable of. I think many of us were concerned that Nvidia could ramp the prices up as much as they wanted for the flagship products. Within reason, obviously they can't charge like $7,000 for a graphics card because, well, I don't think anyone can afford that, but certainly they could charge perhaps more than if there was competition in the marketplace. Now, it's not like the RTX 4090 was exactly a cheap product, and right now it's kind of weird in the market anyway, because if you were to look at Amazon or pretty much any retailer, prices for different graphics cards are all over the place because the RTX 40 series is essentially end of line, at least according to rumours, as Nvidia are transitioning their product lineup and manufacturing for the RTX 50 series, which allegedly is going to be announced in CES, with the RTX 5090 coming out first, apparently, probably mid to late January, and then we're going to see the RTX 5070, God, I can't speak, the RTX 5070 launching by March. But yeah, there have been a lot of rumors regarding the pricing. $2,000 to $2,500 has been touted by several people at this point. However, Hassan over, I believe it was Hassan over at WCCF Tech, states that as of the last that they'd heard, AIBs had not been briefed on prices and Nvidia had not made any official decision. And that's pretty much what I've heard as well from my sources, again from a couple of weeks back, that AIBs had not been briefed. But do bear in mind that at that point, AIBs had also not been sent samples, and now it seems engineering samples are starting to make its way out to AIBs. That's courtesy of Igor's lab. He leaked that, I think it was last week. So things certainly have changed. With that said, Nvidia are infamous for making price decisions almost the last minute. But a new series of rumors has started to swirl because a user on Chip Hell, WJM47196, has stated $2,000 up to $2,500, and this is certainly started to create a little bit of conversation on Twitter. I initially spotted this courtesy of Olrak29 on Twitter, so I just want to give them a little bit of a shout out for initially spotting this. But now, honestly, it's very possible that this is simply speculation or maybe a murmur that's been floating around from one of their sources. The last that I'd heard, we could see maybe a $100 to $200 price raise over the 4090, but again, at that point, it was said kind of like a theory, and again, it was really emphasized to me that no price has been settled at that point, so we're just going to have to wait and see. I'm going to reach out to yet more people to ask them if they've heard anything about this, but I wouldn't panic just yet. I think that even Nvidia knows that charging like $2,500 for like the basic product could be quite expensive. Now, there's two ways that you could take this price. The first is that $2,000 would be like the Founders Edition price, you know, the cheapest MSRP, with the higher end cards being up to like $2,500, or you could take this price as like Nvidia haven't settled, but this is the price range that they're considering. So, for example, the lowest end card could end up costing like $2,400 or $2,500. I have to say that I don't think $2,500 is going to be what Nvidia does. Again, I could be wrong, but it's just, I think it's too much of a price leap. Unless the performance uplift is absolutely massive. I'll leave it, you know what, I'm going to ask it like this in the comments below. The rumor is, let's just be roughly, you know, let's just have one of the rumors to try to counterbalance the other rumor for a second. So we're in like rumorception, if you will. Let's assume that the performance uplift for the RTX 5090 is 40 to 50% faster than the 4090. So 40 to 50%, would that be enough for you to justify the cost? Now, I guess if you're a 4090 owner, you could maybe sell your old card for a chunk, but are you going to get, you know, maybe 50% of the value, maybe. It's kind of hard to know. I guess it kind of depends on the market. So it's a really big question, I guess. And if you're obviously coming from a slightly older card, for example, a 3090 or, I don't know, 2080 Ti, the resale value of your card is going to be pretty low. So let me know in the comments below, do you really expect it to be this much? Personally, I still don't think it's going to be this expensive. Perhaps I'm huffing a ton of copium. And again, this is not from sources. The last I heard is going to be maybe a couple of $100 more, but I was told at that point, no prices have been decided. So it's very possible something has changed. I'll start reaching out to people to see if anything pops up, or hopefully someone else will leak this as like a price update. I just don't see $2,500. I could maybe see $2,000 for the cards. With that said, I wouldn't be surprised if the high-end premium cards that, you know, they come with goodness knows what else. Maybe they come with, you know, the bestest silicon possible, super overclockable. You know those cards that it's like super max overclock, AIO version, Hall of Fame, and all the other bloody slot. You know the cards. It's just like, oh my god, it's like the name is like 40 or 50 different words just randomly thrown together. But it sounds like something you would expect from like a Power Rangers episode or something like that, like Super Dino Megazord Go. But yeah, I just don't see $2,500. But one thing I also wanted to mention, just real quick, there are some benchmarks for Blackwell. These are not gaming benchmarks. I'm not going to go over all of them because they're basically for machine learning. I just want to let you guys know. And one of the slides here is 2.2x, and that's faster in Llama 2, 70B fine tuning, or 2x in faster in ChatGPT. And every benchmark, basically, Nvidia are essentially killing it. So, obviously that's not going to translate necessarily to gaming performance. I don't think Blackwell is going to be 2.2x times the 4090. I bloody well wish it would be. It will be very interesting as well to see whether Nvidia announces something like DLSS 4 with the RTX 50 cards. I wouldn't be surprised. Obviously, AMD are working on FSR 4. So it's going to be very interesting to see what Nvidia's announcement is going to be like. You would assume there's going to be some new cool technologies perhaps they're going to announce with it. I wonder if some of those are going to work on the older cards. Obviously, for example, DLSS 3 worked on RTX 30 cards, for example, but clearly things like frame generation didn't because of stuff and reasons. So yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one, guys. I think $2,500 is too much. However, I would not be surprised getting close to 2,000 US. With that said, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one. And again, I'll try to find out more solid information from my side. Take care of yourselves. Bye for now.